Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
7:31, 50 degrees outside, cloudy skies, windy, and a red flag day for fires out there. We have Drew on the line, I understand.
We do, Dave, yes.
Broken Bow Livestock, Burwell Livestock, and I'm glad Drew's on the line. I have a question I want to ask Drew. Drew, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Drew, before we get into the livestock business, I just need a little advice, and for some reason I feel like you're the guy to ask.
All right.
Okay. So you know that Brent is my neighbor. He lives across the street from me now. I assume you may have heard that.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And, you know, the grass is really dry, and the neighbor across the way, they started watering their yard over the weekend, and we've been watering the trees. And I've been noticing that Brent is not doing any watering over at his house, and I'm a little worried. And do you think it would be neighborly of me to offer to lease him some hose and a sprinkler?
You know, I don't think that'd be a bad idea because, you know, I'm neighbors to Bonnie Sirks up here on a ranch,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and for Christmas I gave him a set of fence stretchers. So
That's a good neighbor.
Was that a hint?
take it for what you will.
Okay. Drew, tell us what's going on and what has happened at the barns, if you would, please.
Last week we had two big days there in Broken Bow and Burwell both, and I'll give you a little recap of how we got along. Broken Bow, we called that way up market fully steady. Those top cows were 88 to 92. Medium type cows were 73 to 81, and those lower yielding cows were 62 to 70, and the bull market was 98 to $1.30. We got had quite a few heifer pairs and bred cows on offer in Broken Bow. Heifer pairs, heifer pairs are bringing anywhere from 2,100 up to 2,400 per pair. The bred heifers were around that 1650 up to 17 and a quarter. In the short solid cows, we were around that 1275 to 1300, and in the broken mouth cow division, we were 975 to 1100. Burwell on Friday had video pair auction and pair auction live at the barn. On those heifer video pairs, we had pairs bringing 2375 up to 2400, and then the heifer pairs that were live there in the barn bringing anywhere from 1900 up to 2250. That's how we kind of operated this week, both barns, or last week. This week, Broken Bow got a big sale on Thursday. Going to have a little run on those calves, and got some fresh roping cattle coming in. Kind of tell you how we're going to operate there. In the roping cattle division, I got 20 head of quarter Annie steers and heifers weighing 300 to 400 pounds. They're home raised. They're fresh. They're good. They got a good set of horns on them. They're one iron. They're coming from Tom Phelps. In the calf division, we got 80 head of black steers weighing 700 to 800 pounds. They're home raised, non-implanted, complete vaccination program, and they're weaned coming from Dwayne, Kristen, and Mary Hall. We got 40 head of black baldy steers and heifers weighing 625, 675. Home raised, non-implanted, hay-fed, weaned, green, coming from Mike Tion. And we got 25 head of red and black heifers, home raised, non-implanted, complete vaccination program. Have been poured, hay-fed, coming from RP and Beth Smith. And then the fall calf division, we got 35 head of black and red steers and heifers, 500, 600 pounds, non-implanted, home raised, complete vaccination program coming from Marlon Dinas. And then we got 20 head of black steers and heifers weighing 300 to 350 pounds. There's non-implanted, complete vaccination program. And worm, they're coming from Patrick Martin. And we got 18 head of black white face and red white face steers, 450 to 525 pounds, non-implanted, home raised, and complete vaccination program coming from Sherry Bramer. And we're going to add to that calf list all week long. Going to have quite a few drop-ins on those calves. I've had a lot of calls in the last 2 days, and we could see a handful of pairs come in here as well. back on Friday, Burwell, we've got Mitchell Angus Bull Sale, 1 o'clock, outstanding lineup of bulls. And then after the Mitchell Bull Sale, we will have some pairs at the barn live. Got any questions, give me a call, 308-872-1105. Or give Todd Everly a call, 308-870-1783. Or Justin French at 308-872-1421.
All right, Drew. Thanks for the report and the advice. Appreciate it.
You betcha.
Take care. Have a good week.
Yep, bye.
All right. 7:36 is our time, and we're going to take a look at the school lunch menus. But I did want you to know, I kind of thought it over, and I like Drew's example, but if you need a sprinkler and a hose, good neighbor, I will, and here's the thing. If you need it and it's be so much a day is what I was thinking on a lease agreement. But if you want to pay the lease in advance, I'd give you 2 days at no charge for the hose and the sprinkler, just to be a good neighbor.
Okay, Dave, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
I'll see if I can fit that into my budget.
Well, I'm just trying to help.
Thanks. I appreciate that. You're all heart.
You know, I mean, I'll even tell you what, free delivery. I'll even bring it over and drop it off on your porch.
Okay. Well, thanks, Dave.
And we'll discuss the actual details. And you think we could just make an agreement without bringing in any legal counsel on that? Just come up with a general agreement, or do you want an affidavit on it? You want it?
We can discuss. Okay. My people can talk with your people.
That's a good idea.
Sound good?
I don't have any people. You do. You got a couple friends. I'm out. Anselmo Myrna Public Schools today. Baked ham with dinner roll, chef salad with roasted flatbread, mashed potatoes with country gravy, fruit veggie bar, and desserts and milk.
You know, if you're going to charge me for the hose and the sprinkler, I got a better idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you I'll just put you in charge of watering the lawn. You can come over and just water it.
Well, if you'll pay in advance so that I know I'm going to get paid, I would consider that.
Well, I think that in this situation the payment should come based on the performance. I mean, if the grass starts greening up and I have one of the better looking lawns in the neighborhood, then I think you'd be worthy of pay. But it really doesn't look nice,
I can't guarantee that.
I don't think you deserve anything.
I can't guarantee that. If you don't put fertilizer on it, and take care of it that way.
Well, that's your job. If I hire you to take care of my yard,
I didn't include fertilization.
Oh well, okay.
Callaway today, tri-taters and sausage, grilled mesquite sandwiches.
Sergeant today, chicken and noodles, mashed potatoes, pie and fruit cup, dinner roll, milk, and salad bar at Sergeant today.
At Ansley, it's chicken fajitas.
Have you ever had a day where your voice just is tired?
Well, you did a lot of reports yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like that today.
Well,
anyway,
you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just think about other things like watering your lawn.
Thanks, Dave. You're making me feel terrible now. You are.
Well,
making me feel inferior to everybody in the neighborhood.
Well, Joni and Chris already watered theirs.
I know, but I haven't seen any sprinklers running on your yard yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, Joan's been watering the trees. We haven't watered the yard, but we're watering the trees.
Oh, okay.
We're hoping for some rain this week.
That'd be okay.
But even if we get rain, you'll still need to water.
All right. Well, thanks, Dave. Broken Bow Middle and High School today, chicken fajita with roasted peppers and onions, Cuban hot dog, fresh baked turkey and cheese sub, fajita salad with tortilla chips, turkey and cheddar deli wrap. That's on the menu at Bow today.
Arcadia, featuring super nachos at Arcadia today. And that's the menus that I have. You have any left there?
Yeah, I have several, actually.
I must have lost some.
Sandhill School in Dunning today, spaghetti and meat sauce with breadsticks. That's at Sandhills today. SEM, Sumner, Eddyville, Miller, walking tacos on the lunch menu for them today. Walking tacos at Thetford today as well. Let's see. Cozad today, Some of their choices will be specialty pizza, chicken fajita bowl. Those are the choices at Gothenburg. So those are the school lunch menus. And then we have the Prairie Pioneer Center menu for you today. And, this is where I'm going. Chicken fried steak today at the Prairie Pioneer Center with mashed potatoes, broccoli, mandarin oranges, Jell-O salad, and biscuits at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow.
And don't forget about their Easter dinner, not today, but on Thursday, April 14th, at the Prairie Pioneer Center here in Broken Bow. The Easter dinner features ham and mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, yams, dinner roll, peaches, and Jell-O cake. That's on Thursday, April 14th, serving from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Suggested donation is $5.50 for 60 and over, and under 60, $6.50. But it will be a donation situation. So give them a call by the end of the day, Wednesday, tomorrow, April 13th, and let them know you'll be joining them so they can have everything ready to go for you. And Michelle Wallace will be joining the Prairie Pioneer Center that day to talk about diabetic foot care as well, if you're interested in that. All right, birthdays this morning. I only have one local one, and it's a local name who lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jerry Griffith is celebrating his birthday today. Of course, Jerry is the husband of Leanne Griffith, who her family, the Crawfords, started KCNI KBBN. And so Jerry is celebrating his birthday down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And sometimes they listen, so happy birthday, Jerry, to you. You're celebrating a birthday today, if you're having a birthday, with David Letterman.
Oh, wow. Man, he's got to be getting up there.
Well, as you get older, it doesn't seem so old. He's 75.
Okay.
Vince Gill is celebrating a birthday today.
Is he in his 70s yet?
No.
Close to 70?
No, he's 65.
65, okay.
Sold more than 26 million albums, has won 22 Grammy Awards, more than any other country artist. Vince Gill. Jesse James Decker is an outspoken country singer. Do you know Jesse?
No.
She's 34 today, and she won her first talent contest at age 9, just so you know.
All right.
Ed O'Neill, does that ring a bell?
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy, and also he plays Jay Pritchard on Modern Family. Has played that. He is 76 today. Andy Garcia is 66 today, the Cuban actor who broke out in The Untouchables and Godfather 3. He also starred in Ocean's 13, Ballers, and the recent TV series Rebel. And Herbie Hancock, jazz pianist, keyboardist, and band leader. He's won a Grammy for Album of the Year, only I think the second Grammy for a jazz album ever, and he is 82 today. And John Kay is 78 today, the lead singer of Steppenwolf.
Oh.
And, he was born to be wild, and he's still going strong.
There you go.
So those are some birthdays. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. You want to play the game?
We can, yes. We're asking questions about Easter eggs this week, with Easter coming up on Sunday. What is the name of the jeweler who was responsible for decorating some of the most beautiful Easter eggs in the world? What's the name of the jeweler who was responsible for decorating some of the most beautiful Easter eggs in the world? Your choices are Ernest Jones, Peter Carl Fabergé, Charles Louis Tiffany, or Gerald Ratner. What is the name of the jeweler who was responsible for decorating some of the most beautiful Easter eggs in the world? Your choices again, Ernest Jones, Peter Carl Fabergé, Charles Louis Tiffany, or Gerald Ratner.
Call us at 872-2801. It's Tumbleweed Day.
It's spoken weekly, well, probably daily, from newcomers to Broken Bow. Wow, look at all the cars around that place, the Tumbleweed Cafe. Visitors wonder why, and locals know why. The delicious home-cooked meals of the Tumbleweed Cafe are absolutely amazing. Looking for a fun part-time job? They're hiring. The Tumbleweed Cafe, open Monday to Saturday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have Deb on the line. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, it's too early to decide.
Oh, have you watered your lawn yet?
No, I don't water my yard.
Oh, you don't. Oh, so you have no use for maybe if I had an extra hose and sprinkler, you really wouldn't be interested in leasing that from me then.
No, because I've probably got 200 feet of hose and that, but my yard's mostly shaded, so I don't have to do that.
Oh, that's
that
wonderful.
helps.
That's wonderful. Well, here's Brent with the question for you, Deb.
Okay, Deb, what is the name of the jeweler who was responsible for decorating some of the most beautiful Easter eggs in the world? Was it Ernest Jones, Peter Carl Fabergé, Charles Louis Tiffany, or Gerald Ratner?
Fabergé?
Yes, you got it. Fabergé is the correct answer. And because you've answered correctly, we have for you a certificate that'll get you a free tumbleweed meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe. So come on out and see us.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Deb.
you very much. Appreciate you listening. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Breakfast Show
Don't know what I do without them. They're awesome.
on KCNI KBBN.
How long did you boys say it was going to take you to get down there?
Oh, about 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days, that right. Boy, I sure wish.
Okay, on vocals, he is 78 today.
You got a helmet?
Oh, I got a helmet.
It's a beauty.
It is 7:51, and we expect that any time Logan will be dropping by from Arrow Seed here in Broken Bow, and he'll have
Logan
information for us.
Logan Gerardin, Prince of Arrow Seed.
I don't see Logan, so right now let's talk about the tumbleweed and back up just a little bit. We just gave away a tumbleweed meal to Deb, and the tumbleweed is ready to go for you 7 days a week. Now, their hours are shortened up just a little bit because, like all restaurant businesses in the country, they're a little short on help. And by the way, they could use some more help. Go and talk to Carmen about the hours that are available. I think they'll be very flexible. If you want to work a day a week or a couple days a week or half days, sit down and visit with Carmen about it. If you've had some experience in waiting tables, that would be great. But otherwise, they'll train you. They'll get you up to speed on it. And it would certainly make their lives a little bit more easy, and also maybe be able to get those hours extended back out to what they once were. But that is something we wanted to remind you of. There's good jobs there, and people are pretty generous with tips, and you can pick up some tip money and get paid so much an hour. Talk to Carmen about it. Also, don't forget now, if you've got events coming up, they have the party room that you can get reserved for business gatherings, wedding receptions. I'd imagine you'd probably, if you're thinking about having a graduation reception there, that might be a little closed up by now, but you could talk to Carmen about it. And don't forget about their menu items each day and their very good daily specials and that wonderful buffet on Sundays that everybody enjoys so much. Logan is here from Arrow Seed. Good morning, Logan.
Good morning. Sorry I'm a little bit late.
It's okay.
All right. That's all right. What
No
happened?
problem.
Had to take care of some chickens this morning.
You had to do
Chickens.
Yeah, so back when this whole COVID thing hit, and we were getting the stimulus checks and all that stuff,
Sure, yeah.
I actually got some free chicks
Oh,
from a buddy.
yeah.
So I got my money for nothing with the stimulus check, and I got my chicks for free.
That's good. I like that one.
But now I'm here.
Okay, Logan, we're glad you're here. Hey, by the way, did you how's your back? Is it itchy at all, or do you?
It's doing pretty good right
you
now.
don't want to. You don't
I
want to
don't
scratch.
want. No, I'm good. Bev's. What is it? Bev's Marvelous Back Scratcher. Or Bev's.
Yes, Bev's beautiful breakfast show back scratcher.
If we're going to retire it for a guest today, so think it over before you go. You can get a free scratch.
Okay, I will think about that.
Okay. What's going on at Arrow Seed?
Well, I will start by saying if you've been watering your lawn or dragging hoses, you might want to get them emptied out today. Might do some damage later this week when it gets down into the low 20s.
Well,
I've been watching that.
yeah, and that's another thing. If you lease your hose and your sprinkler to your neighbors, how can you trust that they know how to drain a hose out properly?
You can't.
Well, let's talk about that. It's going to be 80 today.
It is.
So you probably can get some watering in, but by the end of the day, you're going to want to wrap that hose back up, and you're going to want to walk that hose down. It really helps if you got a little slope in your yard, and just start lifting it up and rolling it up and make
Yes.
sure that water comes out of the hose, right?
Yes, because it's a good way to split a hose when it freezes solid if there's water in it.
Okay, good advice.
Not that I've got a hose that's happened to ever.
No, I understand. Same here. And it's going to be pretty flexible today when it warms up to 80. So a good day
It
to
is.
water and then a good day to roll it up.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
very good, very good.
So you want to do that, get prepared for the super cold temperatures. And I'm sure everybody's, antsy trying to figure out why nothing's really greening up yet.
Yes.
It seems like the weather's been perfect for it, but there really hasn't been very many growing degree days. And what a growing degree day is, for those of you that don't know, it's a measure of accumulated heat. So it's like you take the daily maximum temp or the daily high temp, and average it with the daily low temperature, and then compare it against a base temperature that things start growing at. So if you compare the growing degree days against a base temperature of 50 degrees for Broken Bow, since March 1st, we've had 11 growing degree days. That's not very many.
No, it's not. It's not.
So when we get these, super variable temperatures, it might be 60 in the afternoons, but it gets down to 20. There's not really a whole lot of accumulated heat there.
Yeah, I think we've seen 16 and 17 not that long ago at night. So what about soil temperature then? I know that is the direct result of that.
Yep. So soil temps, if you look right now, is right in the upper 40s. And I'll bet you anything after this week, it'll be back down into the lower 40s.
Now let's roll that over into the big farmers and ranchers out there away from the yards. What are they looking for before they want to put seeds in?
It depends on what you're planting.
Okay.
Oats, we've had oats in the ground for about 3 weeks now, and they're just finally starting to emerge.
Okay.
So they need soil temps upwards of 50 degrees to do much, and moisture.
Yeah, that would be nice. We see some pivots running out there doing what Mother Nature hasn't been doing, if you're fortunate enough to have a pivot over those kinds of crop ground.
Yep.
So it's the soil temperature is really not even there yet either.
No,
so.
it's still pretty chilly.
Okay.
You can do some stuff.
Yeah.
Would be fine to plant now. It's maybe just going to take a little bit longer to do much.
Okay. All right.
So that's just been cold.
It has been. We think, for one thing, the wind blows all the time. You really don't know what the temperature is.
Exactly.
You're out there, it could be 55 and feel cold, or it could be 55 and feel warm, but it's only 55.
Exactly.
And then it gets down cold at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then blows all night.
And then the wind doesn't stop.
Jeez.
So, but like I said, it's early still.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just have spring fever because we got pretty spoiled, I guess I'd say, in February and most of March.
Yeah.
With it being pretty mild.
Yeah.
So
we kind of our brains are telling us it's later than it really is.
Yes.
So we don't want to get in too big of a hurry.
Yep.
You can start for gardeners. You can start some seeds inside.
Oh, absolutely.
And get a head start.
You can also plant a cover crop on your garden right now.
Yep.
You can get oats on there. They're going to be there when it warms up, and they're going to give you some cover. So how's your cover crop doing?
Looks pretty good. It's going to get watered today.
Yep.
We're going to do one more tree and then water the rye.
Yep.
And the tree beside it.
Well, good.
And try to get a little water in the bird bath too, so the birds they're getting a little smelly around our place.
Are they?
They need some bathing and some under wing deodorant.
That's probably for the best. Yep.
But we're going to roll our hose up tonight.
I would strongly suggest it.
Yeah. And I won't take it over to my neighbor on the lease basis until it gets a little warmer. I just don't trust that he'll roll it up properly.
I bet he would.
I don't know.
I heard rumblings that he might have the best looking yard in the neighborhood too.
It's possible. I don't know. This is the first year in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Jury's still out on that.
Yep. So, and I'm sure everybody else is in the same boat that I am. Your yard looks nice and crispy and brown and dead still. Well, 11 growing degree days hasn't really.
It hasn't. And if you
greened much up,
folks out there who have, yesterday I took a little walk after work and there was a car coming, so I went up on the grass from the street. This is crispy.
It is.
Yeah.
There is going to be some winter killed areas and lawns. Just the way that the wind didn't stop all winter long and it got fairly cold there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard to tell what's winter killed and what's not, except for when it starts greening up, which hopefully will happen here towards the end of this month.
Towards the end of this month, okay.
So It seems like we're still just a little bit
Anxious.
a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
It is almost mid-April, but usually you don't see a whole lot of really green, really lush growth until that really late April through early May time frame.
And if you had a few rains in April, like you usually do, that would help green it up just a little bit. But
it would.
Yeah, but right now it's just crispy critters out there.
Yeah. Well, and you guys, you've heard the saying of what April showers bring, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what May flowers bring?
No.
Pilgrims.
Anything else you have, Logan?
That's what Mayflowers bring.
Do you have any other AeroSeed items you'd like to discuss?
I will say everybody should get geared up for grilling season.
Oh yeah,
it's coming. It'll be here before we know it, and I'll have some new grills coming in.
There's a possibility that some folks may need a new grill if they've already had it out after last week, because ours was laying on the patio. We had just gotten it out, and it actually blew it over.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can rebuild.
Well, we haven't fired it up yet to see whether it still works, but yeah, we had trailers out here, Logan. The Kristen noticed the other day that our trailer that we have that we haul stuff in blew all the way across the lot back here. It was bumped up against a little tree out there.
Wow, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it was pretty breezy.
Yeah, 73 mile an hour gusts there.
Yeah.
60 to 70. So that's the red flag day today for fires, and you were talking about how crisp things are out there, and this wind is going to be 80 today.
Yep.
Going to dry things out pretty good.
It will. If you can get water on stuff, I would suggest it. Not only it probably needs a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not growing, it'll soak moisture down into the soil for when it does start.
Yeah. Get a head
growing
start.
and greening up, kind of give it a head start, but also just from the fire risk.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. One of the things I worry about watering during windy conditions is the water will blow over on the neighbors. And when that happens, you're actually providing water for your neighbor at no cost, no charge for them, and I don't like that at all.
Well, that seems like a good neighborly thing to do, though.
Kind of seems like it.
But to each their own, I guess.
Yeah. He doesn't know this, but I go over and move his sprinkler based on wind direction.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Yeah, if the wind is just right, I kind of reposition his sprinkler so I get a little bit over on my place.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Actually.
What?
Huh?
Although today, if you do that, it might just skip your yard completely.
Yeah.
And just
right.
keep going.
Keep
Who
going.
knows?
That's a
Who
good
knows?
point.
So,
all right.
So yeah, come on in and
Okay.
see us, and we can get you helped out and get you covered. I will say get garden seed early because I honestly don't know if I'll be able to get more in.
Okay.
Some of the really popular, the staples, I won't probably be able to get. I will say we did get potatoes and onions in, so we've got those. We've got Kennebecs, Yukon Golds, russet potatoes, red potatoes, and I know I'm forgetting.
Do you have those
one.
Majesties?
No, we
This
don't.
year?
We don't
No,
have any of
no,
the purple
no,
Majesties.
No Majesties.
No.
Okay.
Majesties.
All right.
Didn't get any of them.
Some people say Majesty, but
Yeah, Majesty.
It depends on which syllable you put the emphasis on.
yeah. Right.
Thank you, Logan.
That's what it is.
Yes.
You want a back scratch or not?
I think I'll pass. You
Okay.
should save that for somebody more special than myself.
Well, there's nobody like you, Logan. I'll just say that.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So you got your money for nothing and your chicks for free,
I
huh?
did.
That's awesome.
So then you can come in and get your garden seed for $1 at ROC.
Hey, there you go.
Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, thanks guys.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. With inflation still running at an eye-watering high, there's more bad news in store for Cassidy Bates, who works at a California food bank.
Clients, are making the tough choice between making a car payment, paying rent or buying food.
Bad news for President Biden, too.
CBS News polling out this week shows nearly 70% of Americans disapprove of President Biden's handling of inflation. 66% say the higher prices have been difficult or a hardship.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe. President Biden moving to lower gas prices and raise those poll numbers by lifting a ban on the summer sales of smog-causing ethanol gasoline blends. Bad idea, says oil analyst Phil Flynn.
We're trying to, lower gasoline prices temporarily for political purposes by putting more food in our gas tanks when we should be trying to feed the world.
A British development charity says the global food price hikes will push another 250 million people into poverty. CBS News special report. I'm Vicki Barker.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. A Lincoln woman is facing charges after an alleged stabbing on Sunday. Lincoln police said officers were called to a home on Garfield Street on a report of a party being stabbed Sunday afternoon. The caller said a 37-year-old man had been stabbed by his girlfriend. Officers arrived and found both parties had already left as a woman had taken the man to a local hospital. At the hospital, police found the man who had a puncture wound to his hand. The woman, 52-year-old Julie Milton, had already left the hospital and was found near 14th and Arapahoe a few minutes later. She was arrested for first-degree domestic assault and weapons charges. The Nebraska State Patrol has completed the week-long enforcement and education effort focused on distracted driving. The You Drive, You Text, You Pay initiative was part of a nationwide effort during Distracted Driving Awareness Month. During the effort, which ran from April 4th through April 10th, troopers arrested 19 motorists for driving under the influence and issued citations for speeding, no seatbelt, improper child restraint, open alcohol container, minor in possession, driving under suspension, no proof of insurance, and use of a handheld wireless communication device. Troopers also performed 312 motorist assists throughout the week. This effort was made possible thanks in part to a grant for $14,160 from the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office. The Nebraska Department of Transportation offers resources to educate young drivers on the dangers of distracted driving. To learn more, visit the Buckle Up Phone Down page on the INDOT website. Troopers are also available to give educational presentations to young drivers throughout the state. To request a presentation or safety demonstration, contact your local troop area community service officer. Contact information is available on the NSP website.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NBA, no games on Monday. The play-in games start on Tuesday. We did have NBA news with the Lakers, as expected, firing head coach Frank Vogel, and the Sacramento Kings saying goodbye to interim head coach Alvin Gentry. One game in the NHL, the Jets beat the Canadiens 4-2. In Major League Baseball games of note, the Blue Jays shut out the Yankees 3-0. Toronto's George Springer drove in all 3 runs with a 2-run homer and an RBI double. The Phillies scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th to rally and beat the Mets 5-4. Nationals all over the Braves 11-2. Maikel Franco, 4 hits, a 2-run homer, 5 RBI for Washington in the win. Padres beat the Giants 4-2. San Diego has the Major League best 4-1 record to start the season. Tigers topped the Red Sox 3-1. Detroit's Javier Baez, a 2-run homer in the 8th, was the game-winning hit. A's all over the Rays 13-2. That's Tampa Bay's first loss of the season. And the Guardians beat the Royals 10-7. Cleveland rookie Stephen Kwan had the go-ahead 3 RBI triple in the 8th inning. In 13 big league at-bats, he now has 9 hits.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have some cloud cover to start, then a mixture of clouds and sun into the afternoon. Slight chance for a late day shower with low 80s for highs. We'll have our winds gusty turning to the northwest at 20 to 35. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, still on the windy side, a low of 22. Wednesday, we're back to a good deal of sunshine, but much cooler with highs in the upper 40s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for health care can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
11 past the hour, 52 degrees outside, a dark, cloudy sky right now. Winds are out of the southeast, 20 to 30-plus miles per hour. Barometric pressure continuing to fall at 30-34, humidity at 86%. Our high yesterday, 64, an overnight low of 48, and nothing to talk about in the rain gauge as far as measurable all of this month of April. Jeff Denson is here. How you doing, Jeff?
Good morning. How are you?
How's things at Team Physical Therapy?
They're wonderful, Dave.
Good. Jeremy Shipe is also in the room. He's stepping in for Brent Apperson, I believe. Jeremy, he's going up to the school for an announcement.
Yeah.
Oops. There you go.
Yep, for a signing, I believe. So
yeah,
that's exciting.
He loves being invited to those.
Yeah, he'll get a picture and probably get some audio and more kids going off to the next level of athletic activities. Jeff, that's always fun to see.
That is awesome to see.
So what's happening as far as let's talk about adults for a little bit before we get to the athletes. What as adults are some of the challenges right now? Is there a lot of surgeries going on?
I would say, yeah, we've seen a large uptick in surgeries, total knee replacements, for sure at our hospital over the last 2 months have really increased, opening things back up, and people that were waiting to get things done are getting them done now. So getting very busy with that.
Good. We always kind of highlight the fact, you guys have taught us this, that if you have a surgery coming up, some of the preparation for that is therapy ahead of time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you, when you go into a total knee replacement, we usually do a class at the hospital, which will explain the whole surgery, and then give you exercises to work on. I've had some patients who come in for a little bout of therapy beforehand because they don't have full knee extension. And if you're limited in that before surgery, you're going to be limited in that after surgery. So the most motion you can get back prior to the surgery is always best. And that's the same thing with shoulder surgeries. If you go into a shoulder surgery without having full motion, you aren't going to come out with full motion. So, and that makes it really hard. The rehab go a lot more painful and not very much fun. So doing a little bit of work beforehand can really help.
Let's use Jeremy's knee as an example.
I've not assessed his knees before.
Well, he's got a lot of leg there, so his knees are working hard. I guess what I'm going to try to get at here is there's a process when you start having knee problems, probably between that person's doctor and your clinic as to how to approach it. Is it something that we can make work without the surgery? You go through that first?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, and this is somewhat insurance driven and somewhat best practice driven. Conservative measures of physical therapy prior to any surgery are going to be required. And currently, with the landscape of getting things set up for MRIs and things of that nature, you have to have a conservative route of treatment first. And that's where insurance companies are pushing things. It's a little bit frustrating because it kind of slows things up. And to me, if you have an injured knee and we, through special tests, can tell you pretty much what's wrong with it, we're just going to do a confirmative MRI, that you have to wait 4 weeks to get that done is very frustrating. And it's frustrating for parents or for patients, and it's very frustrating for us as clinicians and physicians who are trying to get done what needs to get done.
Yeah.
And so that seems to be slowing down more than it should be. But we can speed that process up if we need to. Sometimes I'll write a letter to the insurance company basically saying, we've tried conservative forms and this person needs surgery, and speed that process up. So if you're having troubles with all that, we can help you navigate that stuff.
All right. Which do people put off more often, knees or shoulders? Or is it about the same?
Probably knees, as long as you can get by with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Shoulders, it's pretty evident when you need shoulder
It's
surgery.
hard
You're not going to function very well.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. I mean, it's painful and doesn't work, and not having two arms is no fun. So,
yeah, and sometimes you end up with both I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen people have one fixed and then have the other one fixed right after.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose in some cases at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, no, generally we've had knees at the same time.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Shoulders not necessarily, but knees at the same time. Absolutely. There aren't very many surgeons that will do that, and you need to be really tough if you're going to do that.
Because that's one you.
The people that I've seen do it are tough.
Yeah.
because they can handle some pain, but they're probably already in a lot of pain. So
to start with,
and that's the key with knee surgeries is it's going to be a good result. If you're in pain beforehand and you can't walk without limping, you'll be way better off right after. So
one of the ailments that seems to pop up at all ages is the back. We haven't talked about the back for a while.
No.
But man, oh man, if you've got a sore back or a back that bothers you all the time, it can wear you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's we continue to progress with our treatment of spinal pain. Obviously, it's something that's interested me for the last 20 years, so I really enjoy treating spinal pain. And we're consistently changing our approach a little bit to make it better. And I think the progression of we're doing a lot of joint mobilization. Obviously, we've done some myofascial release and other different techniques, and then Richard has added trigger point dry needling, which has been a great addition for chronic pain patients. And then we're progressing faster to, which is something I didn't do previously, faster to a regimented exercise program to change how strong you are. And I think that is, we're going to see some great results with how that affects your spinal pain and daily function. So, and it's a lot of people are stuck in the same way that I was even 10 years ago, which is your back's not very good. We probably should stop doing some things. And research is going to show that that's not the case. You better get to lifting some things and changing your biomechanics and body mechanics and get back strong. Otherwise, you're going to degenerate even faster. So,
yeah, and you tend to protect.
You always do.
You
always
tend to protect something that hurts. And
well,
so
when you've had severe low back pain or even neck pain, you're going to limit your activity because of the pain. And that's we want to get things moving as well as possible and then start to get you stronger.
Is it a bad sign, Jeff, when you, or say you get a chair or something that you have to put together with instructions, and you're down on the floor and you're bending over, and this comes along with age, I'll just tell you. And all of a sudden you realize, man, my back's starting to hurt, and my stomach is not as strong as it used to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you don't ever do anything like that, you don't realize how
weak you
much
get.
you really need to work on that.
Yeah. And when you're going into new activities like that and you're getting really sore, you just got to take breaks and just go move around a little bit and then go back after it. But it is, always something new when your muscles aren't used to it is no fun.
No, it's
body
a wake-up
positions
call.
that you're not too used to, and there's supposed to be natural soreness with some of that. So I mean, there's a certain 3-day soreness that you're going to get with activities like that, and then it's when it gets beyond that we start to talk about needing to do something.
Okay. Well, we've kind of just jumped in and talked about some things.
Yes.
Was there something specific that you wanted to talk about today?
I would say I'm in need of a therapist in Kearney.
Okay.
If anybody knows of anybody that's interested in, I'm looking to hire a good quality therapist in Kearney. Krista Cullen is our therapist who started Kearney about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And her husband has been in the National Guards for a lot of years, and he is being transferred up the ranks to the highest ranks of the National Guard, and so she gets to have to leave Kearney. So she doesn't want to, and we don't want her to, and she's been an amazing therapist to work with. But life happens, and so we're looking to replace. Tiara Casey Rouse is now in Kearney, and she's going to take over that practice. But we're looking for help for her.
Got an open spot.
Yep.
Okay.
So if anybody, and it's amazing. A grandma of a future therapist will call them and say, "Hey, this job's open." How well that works. So if you have a family member or something of that nature that's interested in the Kearney area,
maybe just getting out of school.
Yep. That's
Okay.
what we're looking for. We'll train everything. So
All
it's
right.
going to be
Okay.
And I think there's a big growth potential in that area. So.
Okay. One of the things that looks like Mark Stock's on, so we'll get to him. But one of the things that we could maybe talk about further next time if you come back, or one of your other folks do, is how it's going out there with some of the things you've expanded for folks in their home on how to fix their houses properly for their needs and for rehab and so
Absolutely.
forth. Okay.
We'll go over that. And I need to get Chesney back out here, our occupational therapist, and discuss more of that too. So
that's real interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate everything.
We also talk baseball next time as well.
We'll talk a bunch.
Team Physical Therapy, Jeff Denson, thanks so much. We're going to take a quick time out and catch up with Mark Stock right after these words.
You've been asking, and it's happening. The Kahuna is back at the Bonfire Grill and Pub in Broken Bow every Wednesday. Swing by anytime on Wednesdays and get a ticket. Then come back at 6 for the drawing. You must be present to win. If your ticket is drawn, you choose one of 3 envelopes containing $100 cash, a chef's dinner giveaway, your choice of a meal prepared by the Bonfire, given only once monthly, or a gift certificate. If the cash isn't taken, it adds up and increases for the next week. Join in on the fun, the Kahuna drawing, every Wednesday at the Bonfire Grill and Pub in Broken Bow.
Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow is excited to help you fill your Easter baskets. They happen to know the Easter Bunny, and they've put some of his favorites on their shelves, including toys, gifts, and decor. Plus, right now, it's 20% off. Fun candy, color-changing reptile toys, mermaids, and other dolls, cars, frisbees, games, and lots of other items perfect for Easter baskets are at Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. The Grand Generation Manor.
8:23, Jeremy Shipe is in the studio, and we have Mark Stock on the line. Jeremy, I always look forward to Mark Stock's report because it just amazes me how many things they have on the digital auction block from how many different places and different varieties of things. It's amazing.
Well, if you travel anywhere in the state, you can't help but notice those yellow signs along the side of the road. And often with some of the machinery that's going to be on the auction parked next to it, you don't really have to drive a super long stretch of highway anywhere in Nebraska to find one of those places.
That's right.
It just gives you a small preview.
We have another preview set up with Mark Stock. He's on the line. Good morning, Mark. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
We're doing good. We're all complaining about the wind and the weather like everybody else is, but other than that, we're just perfectly fine.
Well, that's Nebraska, though. You know, we got to. It's supposed to be 80-some degrees today. Well, I'm sitting in Columbus right now. It's about 54. I don't know where the heat's coming from. It's all cloudy here as I look outside my weather window. But whatever. We'll get the old forecasters. They'll come through. They got a rabbit pulled out of a hat somewhere here.
Well, again, it doesn't really matter as much, if any, anymore for a successful auction. It used to depend on the weather pretty dramatically, but not anymore with Big Iron Auction Company, right?
That's right. Everything's done online now, folks. All you need is a smartphone or an iPad or a desktop computer or anything that's connected to the internet, because you can be buying some land in Pettis County, Missouri. This would be by Sedalia, Missouri, where Sedalia, Missouri is the home of the Missouri State Fair. And there's a commercial property that our local real estate agents are selling online today on BigIron.com. And then we've got some land selling in Finney County, Kansas. Some farmland, 148 acres of farmland will close this morning. The land located north of Garden City, Kansas. Mike Campbell's our real estate rep that handles that transaction. That will sell today if you're looking for an investment opportunity. And then this afternoon, folks, boy, do we have some outstanding livestock selling. A lot of bulls, a lot of first calf heifers. We've got some bred registered females. We've got some first calf, cow-calf pairs with 2 to 4 week old calves on the side. I'll drop some names here. Allbird Cattle Company out of Wayne, Nebraska. They're selling bulls today. Kyle Lingenfelter out of Bassett, Nebraska has got some powerful bulls as well. Windwalker Cattle out of Franklin, Nebraska. Timber Ridge Angus out of Newcastle, Nebraska. They're using the Big Iron website. Cisco Brothers Cattle out of Syracuse, Nebraska. They have bulls selling today. Partially Red Angus out of Basin, Wyoming. They've got some powerful Red Angus bulls that are selling on the online no reserve auction today. Leonard Limousine out of Holstein, Iowa, and Grand Red Angus out of Veteran, Wyoming. They're also selling some of their bulls. Now, Kiowa Red Angus, they've got some registered bred heifers that are selling today out of Lyman, Nebraska. So if you're looking for some registered animals, those will be auctioned off to the highest bidder. These animals start to sell at 1 o'clock this morning. We've also got Clinton Souder. They've got some Simmental Angus first calf heifers by Burlington, Kansas is where you'll find those animals. Blue River Cattle out of Milford, Nebraska. They have some of the sharpest Red Angus heifer pairs I have seen in a long time. They've got 2 to 4 week old calves on the side of their mamas, and they're going to be selling today in groups of 10. I think they got 40 of them that will be selling, as does Dusty Coburn out of Atkinson, Nebraska. They got 40 of these Black Angus first calf heifer pairs. So if you're looking for the right kind, they're going to be sold to the highest bidder with no reserves here on BigIron.com. Now, additional cattle include Baldwin Cattle Company out of Norfolk, Nebraska. They got some Simmental Angus pairs. They got some young ones and some 2 and 3 and 4 year old pairs as well. We've also got Lease Cattle out of Hartington, Nebraska. They've got 10 black fourth calf cow pairs that are selling today on the Big Iron website. So all this livestock sells once again at 1 o'clock this afternoon is when the first lots start to close, and we encourage you to support these producers. They're selling their animals right off the ranch to you, and they're letting you establish that sales price through the competition of absolute auction where you guys can control the price. Now, we've also got the big sale tomorrow with all the machinery, folks. April the 13th, 1,449 items will sell to the highest bidder, and boy, do we have equipment selling all over the area. We've got a lot of retirement sales. We've got collector cars. We've got construction equipment. We've got livestock handling equipment. We've got semi-trucks and trailers, cattle pots. We've got all those items that are being represented and selling to the highest bidder today. If you are wanting some good quality planting equipment, boy, we have that as well. Some of the specialty unique items, the Oklahoma Youth Expo out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Every year, about 400 schools submit shop projects at this Oklahoma Youth Expo, and the 25 winning shop prizes get sold on BigIron.com. And, of course, all of the proceeds, including our fee, is donated back to those schools that win those competitions. So they have got some tubs and alleyways and livestock trailers that your mouth will water, folks. They got hay feeder wagons that have been built by the students in shop class, and please support those folks. They're doing an outstanding job. We've also got the University of Nebraska selling 222 items tomorrow on BigIron.com. There are locations throughout the state. I think there's 7 different locations, anywhere from their anhydrous applicators. They got plows. They've got John Deere 1050 acreage tractors. They've got a really nice lineup of wagons, silage equipment, grain vacs, grain dryers, harrows. They got their 7130 premium tractor with a loader on it that's got 1,700 hours that'll be selling. They got well heads, landscaping rakes. They've got fenders. They got irrigation pipe, air seeders. All of this is owned by the University of Nebraska, used in their testing facilities, and they're selling that excess equipment now on BigIron.com. We do have an outstanding lineup of equipment selling for Balin Manufacturing, a lot of their gates and tanks and equipment, scratch and dent items or building materials selling today as well. If you're in the market, folks, for some additional equipment to use in your operation, you're probably going to find it selling on BigIron.com. The Tree Lady is back, folks, by Ord, Nebraska. Yeah, they're always selling these blue spruce trees that are in the pots, so we encourage you to help that out and get those planted for your windbreaks. Right there by Ord, Nebraska. Go to the Big Iron website. If you have questions, you can call the owners. Their name and number is published. And, of course, you can always call the Big Iron Reps guys if you have any questions about any of the items being sold. And we're now listing equipment that will sell here coming up in May and June. We have people who are planning their retirement sales in August and September and planning their retirement sales in November and December already on the BigIron.com website. So give us a call if you want to talk about how we can bring the world to the equipment that you have on your farm or ranch.
All right, Mark. Thanks so much. Great report. Look forward to next week again and hearing more about what you're up to.
Hey, no problem. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.
All right. Mark Stock, Big Iron Auction Company on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
FDIC.
8:35. Jeremy Shipe in the studio. How you doing, Jeremy?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Yeah, I know. I understand that the weather. We should expect this. It's April.
Mm-hmm.
It's always windy in April. We always think March is the windiest. April is really the windiest month on record. But I raise my hand, especially this year, whine about it every year. But it seems like the wind has been much worse this year.
It's more exhausting.
Yeah.
More consistent.
Pounding.
Usually, you get, it's on and off for, throughout the month. But this has just been consistent.
Yeah.
It doesn't slow down. Did you see on the CBS thing today about the wind?
Yes.
That wind report? Could be worse.
Yeah.
Could have winds like that.
Yeah. This is, what do they call it? It's a day set aside for National Big Windy Day.
Yeah.
And we had gusts up to over 70 miles an hour last week. And as Jeremy mentioned, CBS released this morning. In 1934, the Weather Observatory in Mount Washington in New Hampshire recorded a wind gust at 231 miles per hour. Of course, that's strong enough to knock down anything.
Mm-hmm.
The record was beaten in 1996 during the tropical cyclone in Australia that registered 253 miles an hour.
Wow.
But just regular winds without a real storm, 70 seems a little...
Well, isn't like an F1 tornado, like, doesn't that start in the 80s?
Yeah, in the 80, 90 miles an hour, yeah.
Yeah, so you're bordering right on that.
This is something I wanted to ask Brent about, but since you're here and this is kind of in your wheelhouse, I know you're not a baseball watcher on TV. You like baseball games on Paul Brown Field, for instance. But have you seen the new way that the catchers are giving signals to the pitcher?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's between a device on the wrist and a transmitter, right? That goes to the pitcher.
Pitcher's ear.
The pitcher's ear, and then there's also 3 infielders who also have, in some instances, they get the signal as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I had seen, was that those infield, because oftentimes the second baseman or the shortstop, they can see the signal that the catcher's giving as well in the old-fashioned way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Well, being, traditionalist, I don't really like it. But I also noticed that they must not have to use it, because
I don't think so.
Some of the games you'll see, they're still using the 1, 2, 3 finger catcher inside outside signals. But now here's another one that is just the beginning for baseball. Robot umpires are being used in minor league baseball this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be
consistent strike zones.
Yeah, but down the road, it could be that there won't be any umpires on the field.
Until there's a power outage.
Yeah. What do you do if you don't have?
You won't have anything. I guess you wouldn't have lights then either. So.
Yeah, if you didn't have. Well, I suppose it could be battery operated, battery backed up.
Yeah.
The robots. I mean, would you even have to have a robot first base umpire? I suppose someday that could all be determined.
I don't know if that one's going to become as persistent, because if someone gets mouthy, when does the robot know to throw them out of the game?
Well, who are you going to argue with besides another player?
Exactly.
You might actually create more conflict between players because they won't really have an umpire to take it out on.
I do like, baseball is kind of catching up with other sports in the idea that the umpires now have a microphone on, and when there's a controversial play, they can go and review it, turn their microphone on, and it goes over the speakers and the television broadcast in order to explain to fans who are watching why they determined the call needed to be a certain way. Yeah. I think that's big. They're doing it in all of their sports, and it's I think it's important.
Well, it's a change. It's a changing times. Baseball is just kind of an old, methodical game with a lot of tradition, and for guys my age are going, well, I don't want the catcher looking like he's playing a video game when he's giving the pitcher signals, but it seems to be working fine.
Well, and when the game of baseball, an counter argument to that is, when baseball was invented, it was a good old-fashioned game that you could go in the backyard and play casually. They probably never imagined players making hundreds of $millions a year or wanting to win the game so badly that they're willing to steal signals and things like that. This is just a way to alleviate that.
Well, I think in baseball, as it developed, there was always signal stealing. That was actually part of the game, But when you use electronic devices to do it, like Houston did, when the guy that wins the winning home run runs off the field because everybody's taking their shirts off and he doesn't want the crowd to see his mechanism underneath his shirt, then it's gone a little too far. But they've always stole signs. I mean, that was always, like you say, part of organized baseball as it became more serious. But certainly,
jury's still out.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll bring more excitement to the game.
Yeah,
it's
we'll
harder
see.
To steal signals.
Yeah,
maybe we'll have more perfect games thrown and things like that. Because obviously, if you don't know the signals and what pitch is coming, you'd have less big hits.
Yeah. Well, they always manipulate things with technology. Look at what football helmets looked like to what they compared to when they didn't even have a face mask. I mean, that's progress. There's progress in it. When you get into the technical side of it, as far as like this, giving signs and stealing signs and all those sorts of things, then technology gets a little bit bumpy. But we'll see.
Yep.
I don't think this is going away. I think this is already being accepted as far as between the pitcher and the catcher and those infielders. Yeah. But I would hate to see that there wasn't any umpires out there. I mean, who are you going to boo?
Yeah.
You can't boo a robot.
And you know what? Some of that inconsistency really just brings a new edge to the game. The fact that there's a 2-2 pitch coming down, and you're either going to have a strikeout or you're going to have a full count, and it all relies on the eyes of that umpire.
It does, but I just don't know what the fans are going to. It's going to kind of take that element of the game out of what is this guy? His strike zone's too small, and people are booing.
No more videos of managers getting in the face of the umpires, or kicking dirt on the. Tell me this: the little robot umpire going to have a little brush and go out there and brush the dirt off a home plate? There's all these jobs that are so important to the umpire.
It's possible that they'll have a little arm that goes down and don't have to take a restroom break. We
triple headers.
Yeah, they could do.
I could go all day.
We could play 3 games. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, that's what is going on. Here's one for you. We'll close up on this, but technology's really interesting. A viral video. I don't know if you saw this morning. An autonomous car baffles police who tried to stop it. In other words, it was a car that didn't have a driver in it.
Oh.
Okay. So now this is kind of the other way around. If you're a policeman and a car goes by and there's not a driver in it, and it's breaking the law or some sort of a safety hazard, well, here you go. They tried to pull over a driverless car. The cops in San Francisco found out it's not easy. They tried to stop a taxi because the headlights were off and it was dark. But the police finally got it stopped at an intersection, and then it took off again. And the doors were locked, so there was nothing they could do. The company said it was programmed, and it drove another 100 feet and stopped at a safe location.
So it wasn't going to stop until it determined that it was a safe spot to stop.
So eventually the cops just let it go.
Yeah, what are you going to do? They're like, well, there's nothing written in the manual about this. You just go on your way.
Well, you can't write a ticket to who?
Yeah, the robot inside. Take its battery.
Maybe then someday the police will have a little gadget that they can point towards the car and drain its battery.
Yeah, that's in the Fast and Furious movies. They shoot that electronic gun into the side and it disables the vehicle.
OMG. My goodness. We'll take a quick time out.
Easter is almost here, and Triple Bless Boutique is excited to be doing their own Easter egg hunt for their favorite peeps. Shop this week and find Easter eggs throughout the store. Pick one and you'll find savings from 10 to 30% off their regularly priced merchandise. They even have some children's apparel for those little bunnies. Shop Triple Blessed Boutique this week for extra savings for Easter. North side of the square in Broken Bow. Triple Blessed Boutique, where different is beautiful.
Purple Wave. We sell big, dirty, greasy things. Get the equipment you need now on purplewave.com. Hundreds of items sell each week. All items guaranteed to the highest bidder, regardless of the price. Bid now on farm equipment, construction equipment, vehicles, and more. Purplewave.com. Straight, simple, sold.
8:46 is your time. Jeremy has a few things he wants to tell you about. I'll just turn you loose, Jeremy.
All right, let's talk about Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. It's a great time right now to check on the value of your home so that you know what you're insured for. With building costs and the fire danger, you want to be sure you could replace your home and belongings like they were before the loss. And obviously, the time to do that is not after something tragic happens. As always, quotes are free, and they'd love to have the chance to provide insurance protection for the things that matter most to you. Pivot Insurance is going to be even more important this summer if it doesn't rain, and you want to be sure you can repair or replace your pivot and its parts to keep your crops growing. Chip can help with that and is happy to get a quote on replacement value for even your oldest machines. So talk to Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. They'd love to help you out. They've got several locations now. They're in Callaway. They've got a location in Broken Bow. Just give them a call and get things started with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Yep. You have friends up in the Albion area. Let them know that Nebraska Land is there as well. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency is there as well. And I think they have some other locations in the state of Nebraska. So you're right. They're growing. And of course, with growth, you might talk to them about employment as well. They're going great guns. All started on Main Street of Callaway, Nebraska, with Liana, and now Chip and a whole bunch of people. Tim here in Broken Bow. So,
yeah, let's talk drinks. Prairie Grounds Cafe. They have some April featured drinks. They're open Monday to Friday, 7 to 2, and Saturday, 8 until 1. Try the Sunny Day Mocha with lavender and white mocha sauce. The Neapolitan Frappe, that is with chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, of course. The Raspberry Brandy Latte with amaretto and raspberry, or the Blueberries and Cream Italian Soda with blueberry, lemon lime soda, and half. Cold brew available in flavored decaf and regular as well. They are at 933 Southeast Street. They've got a great location there, right across from the Aero Mini Mall in Broken Bow. Can't miss them. They've got a handy drive-through, and you can pick up your drinks that way as well. Monday to Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday, 8 until 1 at Prairie Grounds Cafe in Broken Bow.
All right. I think we have some folks in the lobby. We'll find out. In the meantime, here's Elvin Bishop, Fool Around and Fell in Love.
Bo is there for you when you're gearing up for your sports endeavors. They have you covered for spring and summer and from head to toe if you need it for track, baseball, or softball. Don't see what you're searching for? Make sure you talk to Scott. He'll do what he can to get it for you. Geared for sports, always ready to go the extra distance for their customers. West side of the square in Broken Bow.
8:52, and Jeremy is going to stay with us here, and Brent is back from an announcement at the Broken Bow schools this morning, and he's back already. Must have went well.
Hi, it did. Yeah. Hi, thanks for letting me back in. I didn't know if he would or not.
Well, no, I'm fine with you coming back in. We're neighbors and business partners now that you're going to be leasing hose and sprinklers from me. Appreciate that very much.
Are you okay with me asking you the question that I asked you before we came live on the show?
I'm okay. I'm not sure Jeremy's going to be all right with this, but go ahead.
Oh, boy.
Well, is it okay if a guy thinks another guy has a good set of legs?
Jeremy, I'm so glad he's in here.
That's almost like a Dave question, though. Really, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the deal.
I'm
just
shocked
gonna
to hear this coming out of your mouth.
I know.
Not Dave's.
Yeah.
He's rubbing off on you.
He is a little bit. I'm just going to throw it out there. Yesterday, I was at the track meet at South Loop, and Mike.
What
Mike
way is this going?
No, Mike Waverka. Mike Waverka. You know Mike. Okay, he's a track coach. South Loop. He's in shorts. I couldn't help but notice the legs are already tan, super fit, and I was just jealous.
Well, that sounds great, Brent.
Well, okay.
Gavin's out there shaking his head.
To each his own.
Gavin won't even look in here.
That's all right. Well, Verka will never talk to me again, so that's all right.
Yeah, did you bring this up in person when he was coaching and stuff?
No, I didn't.
Just
I'll
waited
probably
to talk
see him.
about it here live on the breakfast show.
I'll probably see him at the Burwell track meet on Thursday, and yeah, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But
well, you and Dave just don't really show your legs all that often.
No.
So, not
at all, because they're not worth showing.
I could see how, maybe you two guys would appreciate a good set of legs. Because neither of you really show your leg, Maybe it's a bigger deal for someone to have nice legs to a couple guys that never wear anything above their ankles.
Well, I've seen Brent in shorts when he golfs. That's about the only
It's
time.
not a pretty sight, though.
If it's too sunny, just put 2 shades on. 2 pairs of shades on.
The best
reflection.
comment did you have Denson in here earlier in the show?
Yeah.
He was the one that had the best comment. I was working a baseball game with him. I think we were at Gothenburg. And I was wearing shorts because it was hot, man. It was a hot night, so I had shorts on. And Denson makes the comment. He says, "Man, Apperson, do you only bring those out at night?" I thought that was I thought that was funny.
I don't think it's bad that you thought Waverka's legs look nice, but he might not be road happy.
Probably not. I'll probably regret. But it's a compliment.
Yeah.
If you don't want Brent looking at him, don't bring him out.
You might want to talk to Shelley about this.
If they're out there, Brent's looking.
Well, I couldn't.
Wait a minute.
He's a very observant sports director.
No.
Clearly was doing a great job watching the action instead of Mike's legs.
The running distance now, sir. Oh.
Oh, wow. Okay. Next topic of conversation.
Well, we got a little time left, about 4 minutes.
Okay.
So whatever you guys want to talk about, there's Custer Federal State Bank is looking for some help. And there's some April things going on at Circle V Stitch and Post, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Okay, I'll give you the information on the job opening.
Okay.
Custer Federal State Bank has an opening for a full-time customer service specialist, looking for someone outgoing, positive individual who enjoys interacting with customers and is willing to learn. Duties include answering the phone, greeting customers, and processing banking transactions. It is a full-time position, competitive pay, great benefits, including insurance, 401k, and paid vacation and sick time. It's at the Broken Bow location, so stop by there for an employment application. Your contact person, if you're interested, is Caitlin Peterson. You can email your application and resume to her. The email address is Caitlin, spelled Caitlyn, at custerfederal.com, or you can call and talk to her at 872-6486.
I have one I'd like to bring forward. Santa Claus is running for Congress in Alaska.
Wow, who wouldn't vote for Santa?
Well, that's what they're talking about. Santa Claus is running for Congress. The guy's name is Santa Claus, really. And he's running for open Congress seat in Alaska. He's got a big white beard and everything, go along with the Santa name. He's running as an independent and doesn't want any political endorsements. And just like Santa, he's big on improving the lives of children. He's kind of running on that. And he also wants to legalize pot in Alaska.
Okay.
This guy sounds freaking awesome.
Yeah, I know. What a Santa.
Man.
He's hoping the name recognition of Santa Claus will help him since he's running against another well-known Alaskan, Sarah Palin.
I thought you were going to say the Easter Bunny or something like that.
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
The Tooth Fairy.
No, Sarah Palin is running for that same seat.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that would be a fun campaign to manage.
Yeah.
Just think of like the graphics or the yard signs you could create.
Gavin, he's kind of frowning. I don't think he wants to come in.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to talk about legs.
Hey, Gavin, I know that you'll be going back to the ranch, but you'll probably be working with Brent a couple of times. I don't know if you guys are going to get back together and go golfing together or what, but if you do team up with Brent on anything this summer, kind of watch him, would you? Because he might not pay that much attention in the golf tournament.
Now, wait a minute. You're taking this way out of context.
Too many people wearing shorts. And Brent's game just might plummet off the side of the mountain.
Gavin, he's going to be going, you're going to say, your turn, Brent. Brent, it's your turn. And he's going to be checking out some guy's legs.
Now you guys are being mean. Hey, you're taking it completely out of context.
Well, what do you think of that, Gavin?
Yeah, son.
Well, Dad, each to their own, I suppose. I don't know how to answer that, to be honest. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, besides, I'm excited to play golf, probably by myself since Brent will be checking legs out, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you have Brent come up for a branding up on the ranch and ask all the cowboys to wear shorts?
The Daisy Duke kind.
No, see, here you go, taking it completely out of context. You're just picking on me now. Really,
I hate to say it, but you opened yourself up to this.
But it was just a compliment. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was a compliment to somebody. And now you guys are just making fun of me.
You respected the fact that he had the confidence to do that.
That's true. And Gavin, if that would happen and Brent would come up there when you have a branding and the cowboys would wear shorts with their cowboy boots, that might just be a little bit too much for Brent.
Oh, Lord.
You have to just turn around and go home.
Is it news time yet?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
But any last comments on that, Gavin?
No, besides, I'm pretty sure you won't catch anyone, even dead at a branding in shorts.
I would think
for multiple
not.
reasons.
Yeah, for lots of reasons. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPVN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. New inflation figures for the month of March confirming the worst bash to your budget in decades.
As expected, inflation came in at a new 4-decade high. The Consumer Price Index increased by 8.5% from a year ago. It's actually a 41-year high. The last time inflation was this high was in December of 1981.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Cassidy Bates works at a California food bank. She says that 8.5% figure hides some even grimmer realities.
Some of these food items are actually inflated between 9 and 14%. So that is an area where we're spending more.
And this news just in, we're getting reports of multiple people being shot at a Brooklyn, New York subway station. We will bring you more information on that story as it develops. CBS News special report. I'm Vicki Barker reporting live from London.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Last night in Major League Baseball, the Blue Jays blanked the Yankees in the Bronx 3-0, led by George Springer, who drove in all 3 Toronto runs, all on the Blue Jays radio network.
The pitch. There's a swing and a shot down the left field line, hooking into the corner and gone! That's how you come up with an answer in the Bronx. George Springer rockets a 2-run shot to put the Blue Jays on top here in the third.
Springer also added an RBI double, while the Padres beat the Giants 4-2, giving Taylor Rogers his 3rd save of the season. And the Angels beat the Marlins 6-2, in big part thanks to Brandon Marsh's 3-run homer in the first inning. He also added a double in the 8th. Mike Trout, who missed last night's game due to illness, says he's feeling better and should be back in the lineup tonight for their next game against the Marlins. While the Phillies scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th to rally for a 5-4 win over the Mets, and the Twins blanked the Mariners 4-0.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have some cloud cover to start, then a mixture of clouds and sun into the afternoon. Slight chance for a late day shower with low 80s for highs. We'll have our winds gusty turning to the northwest at 20 to 35. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, still on the windy side, a low of 22. Wednesday, we're back to a good deal of sunshine, but much cooler with highs in the upper 40s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for health care can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Back live. It's 55 here at Broken Bow. Looks like the sky's a little lighter now. Might be losing some of that cloud cover. Brent Apperson is here with me. Brent, I think I understand what you were talking about. I just want you to know that.
Thanks.
I think you were just, the guy's in shape. His legs are already tanned.
Yes.
Looks like he's been working out. He's in, it looks kind of stealth.
Mm-hmm.
And as a guy sitting there in jeans and not particularly wanting to show your legs.
I was like, I wish I looked like that.
You're envied.
That was it.
There was a little bit of, not jealousy, but appreciate his.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well said. Thank you.
Okay. Sure.
That does sound like something Dave would bring up, though. I think you are rubbing off on me.
Oh,
I mean, this is a conversation that usually you would lead us down.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
and
I blame you.
I think there's probably some people out there that are getting concerned about that. If you're, because usually I'm kind of the bad guy and you're the good guy, and
Anyway. Yeah.
So we have some more people on our list to talk to today. We'll get to that a little bit later on. We are going to be visiting with someone new yet this half hour or towards the end of the hour. We'll tell you about that when we get a little bit closer to that. And Brent has a couple more things he wants to tell you. So keep listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Well, right during all this chaos that's been going on since last Sunday and all that terrible
maybe after the show or whatever, can we play cards with the folks?
Why not?
Sure.
I don't
I
see
like
why
that.
not.
You kind of know how to play pitch. I kind of know how to play pitch.
Well, I bet the residents
could be-
know how to play.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure
could be
they'll
partners.
teach you, and they'll probably win.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's okay. I can handle that.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Are you going to wear shorts?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Thanks for asking. All right, what else you want to talk about with Off Broadway today?
We do have a few apartments available. Just call and ask what's available. We are doing tours quite often. So we just had one yesterday again. So just contact. We also have a special that's going on. So just contact Jody and get more information about that as well. So.
Because I think there's some qualifications. Is that right, Jody, that
Yes.
one would have to meet to get the special?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can go over those with them.
All right. Wonderful.
Yep. So they're moving pretty fast. This promotion, especially with, the summer coming on and whatnot. People are sure calling. So and
Well, this is the time of year to make that move. I guess any time now through fall.
Yep.
But you don't want to usually move in the winter unless you have to. So.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So and then we offer the 3 meals a day, weekly laundry, housekeeping service, transportation. We've got the beautician in house, library access 24/7. We still have the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's vanilla right now.
I think so.
So, and then we do the lawn and snow removal, and then we have the gazebo that we'll be utilizing real soon once it starts getting nice as well. So, and then we do also weekly shopping for our residents, and we just, activities. There's never a dull moment at
Sounds fun.
Broadway.
Now, a question: you mentioned a beautician in house. Do you let the beautician leave, or do they stay there all the time?
She gets to leave. She
Okay.
gets to leave. So she just comes in when there's appointments, and then so it's usually
Okay.
during the week. Yep.
Okay. I just wondered. I was, making sure there wasn't any problems there. You can't have a beautician. You just can't keep them there because you want a beautician in house, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We don't lock them in a room. Or
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Would you?
Yeah. Dave needs locked in a room sometimes. As far as availability, are they mostly the single
The one
apartments,
bedrooms,
the
yep.
one bedrooms that you
Yep.
have available right now?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And the nice thing, I think almost always, if not always, after someone leaves, they're all freshened up and painted and cleaned up, and it's a fresh start every time, I think, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we put usually new carpet in.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it gets a really good cleaning if it's just recent.
Sure.
As well as fresh paint, and we're updating the building all the time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll look forward to having you guys back and also coming and seeing you when the time comes. Again, you have single bedroom apartments available right now.
We have majority is 1 bedroom. We do have 1 2-bedroom
Okay.
available.
All right.
But that's the only one we have left at the 2-bedroom.
And you got the special going through this month?
Yep.
All right. And you'll explain all the details.
Yep.
It's kind of a money saver, a get started sort of thing. And
Correct.
I know that you kind of have it set up to where, and I understand this completely, when someone's making that move from a home they've lived in a long time, they don't want to maybe feel like it's an absolute. So you have kind of a trial period sort of thing for folks. And
Correct. It's a month-by-month basis. Yep.
and that's really good, I think. Yeah.
And the other thing they need to remember is that they can come and go as they please.
Right.
I mean, this isn't, like a typical, that you are there. If they want to go out for lunch, they can. We just ask that they check out.
Yeah. A lot of them
So-
all drive wherever they want to go
Yep.
themselves. Yeah.
Yep.
Or I assume they can be picked up and taken
Sure.
to doctors and that as well. So.
Yep.
All right.
What about staff? Are you good there? You still have some spots that you're looking to fill, or?
We do. We have some med aides. We do have the dietary manager position, activity director, and then we got some part-time positions, kitchen assistant. We offer a sign-on bonus, free dental, vision, life insurance membership to click for the qualifying employees.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. Well, last chance for a scratch.
I'll give. I think
Jody,
Brent
come on.
wants it.
Come on, live a little. Or do you want me to take your shoe off on? We'll see how this the shoehorn works.
Are you going to eat the soup after?
Well, I trust Jody. Jody seems like a nice person.
My shoe's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
What do we do now, Brent? I just don't know.
Well, I don't, commercial break? Song?
Yeah, a song maybe.
Yeah.
Is my T-shirt on right?
I'm not for sure. I think you just need to button it up one more spot.
Oh, that's so easy because watch this.
Oh, good God.
It's a snapper.
Those of you on Facebook, if you're watching Facebook Live, that was something. I don't even know how to describe it to our radio listeners.
We'll never
I just
forget the scene.
But that was.
You know what?
I'm just glad you had a T-shirt on.
This next song is so appropriate. It's from Betty LaVette. You guys don't know me at all.
Woke up this morning, I had the blues. Took a look at the headlines, y'all, that didn't help my mood. Sitting here in misery, trying to stay sane between the dawning of a new day and the coming of a midnight pain. I feel empty all the way down. I feel empty, babe, used up by you and this old town. I gave you everything on a silver tray. I could have been a fool forever, but I ain't made that way. After all these years, it's a shame to say goodbye. I'm doing us a favor. I can't help you live a lie. If you think I'm gonna come back when you call,
I couldn't leave you if I tried. 9:34, you're listening to KCNI, KBBN Radio, Broken Bow, Nebraska. Always good to have you along. And as promised, we have a new voice on the air this morning. Now, we've been hearing a lot of the ads that are highlighting the Purple Wave auction service. And this morning we have the district director for Purple Wave, Brian Hemphill, with us. Brian, how you doing?
Great. Good to be here.
Good to have you on. Thanks for taking time. Can we start with a little bit of an umbrella overview of the company and what it does and how it works?
Sure, of course. Purple Wave Auction, we are an online auction company. Kind of the quick synopsis of it. If you've got something to sell, we'll come to you. We'll do all pictures, videos, descriptions. We'll put it online. We'll market it. We'll sell it, and the buyer will come to you to pick it up. That's the short explanation of selling. Buying, anybody could go to our site, take a look of all the pictures we've taken, all the videos. You can call the owners of the equipment, set up appointments to go see it, whatever the case may be. Everything that sells on Purple Wave is no reserve. It all starts at zeros, and the owners cannot bid on their own equipment. So you're not bidding against somebody that's just trying to bump up a price. All
right. And for those out there who are the sellers, do they provide pictures? How does that all work? The information gathered, or do you folks assist with that? How does that happen?
Yeah, the good thing about that is rest assured there's not a single picture on Purple Wave's website that the seller takes. We take all the pictures.
Okay.
We do all the descriptions. Yeah, the sellers are will tend to show you what they want you to see. We want you to see the true description and the true, the true description of each piece.
Sure, you bet. They might wash it up and clean it up a little bit for the pictures, but you guys do everything, and I think that really does help the sellers, because they really need to just set up the sale with you, and you guys can take it from there, the way I understand it.
Yeah, exactly. We're a marketing company that auctions.
Okay.
Anybody can sell. Anybody can be online, but if no one knows about you, you're not going to get as many bids, and what you're selling, your assets aren't going to get the price they should be.
And of course, we all know the internet is worldwide, but what is typically, how far away does this all happen? How much of an area do you do business with?
We sell equipment out of the continental United States. We have buyers that are worldwide. We do have 2 to 5 auctions every week. We don't dump everything into one auction and hope a buyer can string through a whole bunch of stuff and hopefully they find what they want. We separate things out. That's why we market specifically to the industries of where the equipment's at. That makes a big difference on what we do and what others may do.
Brian, you mentioned that you have buyers worldwide. Do you have a specific story maybe that you could share with us about whether it be a piece of equipment or whether it be something on your website that got sold to somebody that kind of piqued your interest?
We did about a month or so ago. We had a couple motor graders selling out of Pierre, South Dakota, actually. We all know how the market is right now. It's tough to find equipment. We had 2 bidders from Australia that were just battling out for that one motor grader, and it didn't go over there. But that second bidder was from Australia. That's kind of interesting to see where those bidders are at sometimes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that they were both from there in the hunt for that. Typically, then, can you kind of give us an idea for the guys out there and gals out there that are looking to sell some things, or the buyers out there, the crux of what goes on the auction block through Purple Wave?
Yeah, Purple Wave, we've got, like I said, we have 2 to 5 auctions every single week. We have construction-specific auctions. We have ag-specific auctions. We have government auctions. We do vehicles and equipment auctions and truck and trailer auctions.
Okay.
So those are the main ones that we specifically Those are our 5 that we do 2 auctions of those. We'll do individual retirement auctions. We'll do individual auctions for companies. It depends on what company or an individual has to sell, and we'll market it appropriately and get it into the right auction. And we sell for the city of Lincoln, Nebraska, and Lancaster County.
I see. Does that include real estate?
We do not do real estate. We stick to what we do best. We do equipment best, and that's what we do.
Okay. All right. So folks out there listening, whether they're buying or looking to sell, what's the easiest way for them to get lined up to talk to someone?
If you just go to purplewave.com, take a peek at our website. You can find the phone number right there. And any way to get a hold of it, we've got a local guy, Andy Devine, is in North Platte, Nebraska, covering western Nebraska for me. I've got a guy in Omaha that covers the eastern side of the state for me. So we have people all over the place. Just go to purplewave.com and check us out.
All right, Brian, thanks a lot for kind of giving us more details. We've been hearing the ads here on the radio, and we appreciate you using our stations to do that, but it's always nice to get a little more detail, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too. All right, Brian Hemphill, who is the district director for Purple Wave Auction, kind of giving us some details about their company and how it works. And it sounds like they've got it pretty well covered, and once you set up the deal, they'll come and take some pictures and get it on the auction, the appropriate one. It sounds like they have kind of different categories for each of their sales. So thanks to Brian for being part of the show today.
Yeah.
I think that concludes the show, unless you have something else.
Well, we just want to remind everybody that if you're looking for a special personalized gift, I mean, we got graduation